lead as we get set for the third quarter, 10-0. Hey, let's check out today's excitement, and it's brought to you by Nissan. Lions defense, 4 sacks, 2 interceptions. That said, Brendan, they are #1 ranked.
Yeah, they're dialing in. They got Teddy Bridgewater rattled, so they just got to keep doing what they're doing. But Minnesota really needs to make the adjustments to come out and play a better half of football.
Cordero Patterson back to receive the kick of Sam Martin. The big question will be, how will Teddy Bridgewater recover from a very difficult first half? And the second half is underway. Long booming kick. And the Vikings will start at their own 20. Let's check out Peter Schrager. He's down on the field. Peter?
Yeah, Mike, you know, without Adrian Peterson, Calvin Johnson, Reggie Bush, no one expected offensive fireworks. But that first half, both teams struggled on offense. I asked Mike Zimmer about it. He said, stupid penalties. Jim Caldwell, a little softer with it, said too many 1st and 20s. Zimmer said for Teddy Bridgewater to get going, he needs to speed up the offense. You'd think slow down? He said speed up, get him in a rhythm, let's go. But both coaches very disappointed with all the penalties.
Great stuff, Peter. Thank you very much. Let's see if Bridgewater can go 0-60 and score some points. Jarrett McKinnon very busy in the backfield in the first half. They started their 20. Under pressure and a completion to Chase Ford, the big tight end out of Miami. Gain of 7.
I like what Norv is doing, going to the easy completion, setting up his quarterback for 2nd and short.
The big stat, 2 turnovers by the Vikings. Neither team lit it up offensively.
See if Norv wants to stretch the field here or just get the first down.
The opening drive for Teddy Bridgewater and the Vikings was impressive until the interception, so they're trying to put one together again. Moving ahead almost to the 35-yard line is McKinnon. That's stopped on the play by Tahir Whitehead. Gain of 6. A first down for the Vikings. Teddy Bridgewater. They moved up in the draft to get him. He was outstanding at Louisville. The handoff. And again, he just a couple. Teddy Bridgewater, in his senior year, completed over 70% of his passes. Everything we hear, and we've talked to a lot of guys, Brendan, is that this kid can be the real deal.
Yeah, you see they're speeding up the offense right here. They don't want to give the Lions a chance to substitute.
Lord Turner loves it. To the flat. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Jarius Wright.
Teddy's doing a lot of good things. His teammates need to help him out right here. The last interception, Asiata backs the ball up. Right here, you see a drop pass.
Like Zimmer said, when he looks and talks to Teddy Bridgewater, he just smiles. He just loves the kid so much. He smiles every time he's around him. He's got the confidence of his coaches and his teammates. 3rd and 7 from the 37. Bridgewater. Over the middle, complete again to Chase Ford. The big tight end with back-to-back receptions. Good for 9. The stop by DeAndre Levy.
They needed that first down. Huge for his confidence. You see Ford just outrunning Levy to the flat on the cross route. They needed that. He's building up confidence. Norv is dialing in.
Opening drive of the second half. Dumped off into the flat to Jarius Wright. And he makes it to about the midfield line.
Another quick hit, a short completion. Norv is building up Teddy's confidence. He's building it up, getting McKinnon back on track. It's a balanced offense, going short, quick hitting routes. I like what Norv is doing. This is their best drive since the first quarter.
2nd and 6 from midfield. McKinnon, the single back. Bridgewater. Pressure again. He gets it away, and it's complete. What a play by Chase Ford and Rhett Ellison.
The Lions dialed up the pressure. They're at Teddy's feet. Ellison running the underneath, the drag route. Bridgewater throws it up there nice and easy, makes the completion. Now you got 3rd and short.
So a couple, as I mentioned, of Ford, now Ellison, the 3rd-year man out of USC. 3rd and 2. Bridgewater. And the pass deflected. Is it intercepted? To here, Whitehead. Let's see if he has it. Yep.
Pass is intercepted on the play.
Another tip pass, another mistake by the Vikings offense. It's something Zimmer talked about that they had to eliminate in order to win this football game today.
So the second time they were moving the chains is the second time they get intercepted. To hear Whitehead with the great play. We return to Minneapolis. After this is the NFL on Fox.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Without a heart, it's just a machine. By DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV. By Taco Bell. Sometimes you gotta live Moss. And by the Dodge Challenger. Born Dodge.
Mike Goldberg, Brendan Einbedejo. Lions start near midfield after the interception by Whitehead. Joyke Bell with about a 6 or 7 yard gain. The stop by Captain Munnerlich.
Bell, a guy that usually runs downhill, realizes there's no edge on the defense. He keeps cutting out, stretching it out. Instead of hitting it down the middle, he hits it towards the outside, picks up a nice gain.
They're going to make it a gain of 11 and a 1st down. That last drive, 8 plays, was the Vikings' longest drive of the day. Unfortunately, it results in another interception. Stafford with the handoff. Running downfield is Joyke Bell again. Gain of 7 on the carry.
Bell just bouncing off tacklers.
And no Reggie Bush today, ankle injury.
Makes one cut, makes the first guy miss. Breaks a tackle, takes 4 Vikings to get him down. Bell running the ball hard today.
2nd and 3 from the Vikings 34-yard line. Jeremy Ross goes in motion. Stafford looking over the middle, complete at the 29-yard line to Corey Fuller.
Fuller, not a big receiver, but just basketballed him right there and able to get him between himself and the defender to screen him off and get the completion for the 1st down.
Second catch on the afternoon for Fuller. Out of Virginia Tech. High formation with Joyke Bell. 1st and 10 from the 29. The handoff and a great run by Bell all the way to the 15-yard line. Robert Button finally made the stop. 13-yard gain.
Lombardi keeps dialing in on these downhill running plays for Bell. Bell just exploiting the middle of the defense. Mike Zimmer can't be happy.
Number 75.
You have to protect the middle of your defense first. If there's nothing there in the middle, teams are going to take advantage of that going back to the well.
Joe Lombardi, the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. Larry Warford is an eligible receiver on this play. Stafford. And he trips down at about the 18-yard line. Good pressure from Everson Griffin. And a loss of 4.
Lombardi goes to the spread offense right here. There's no running back in the backfield. Everybody's spread. The defense puts the pressure on. Stafford is stacked. But why not just keep running the ball right here? You're doing something good. You're moving the ball down the field, and then you try to get cute. You spread it out. Negative play.
Negative play indeed. Theo Riddick and Joyce Bell. Different kind of runners, both effective today. Stafford. The quick hit. And it'll get about 2 or 3 yards. Golden Tate with the reception. He's been somewhat quiet. Gerald Hodges with the tackle.
Quick screen to Golden Tate. Since he's dropped that ball in the second quarter, we haven't seen him show up, but a little reception right there. It wasn't much, but it's going to keep that defense guessing. It's a chess game. Lombardi's thinking that Zimmer's probably sending a blitz right there. They throw the screen, and they have it covered.
3rd and 12 from the Vikings' 18-yard line. Big play here for the Lions. They lead 10-0. Matthew Stafford. He's sacked. Great defensive play by Tom Johnson.
Johnson just playing big right there. Big time situation. Johnson right there at the middle of your screen runs through Dominic Raiola and gets the sack. Raiola, the 14-year man's been on this team forever. And that starts happening when you start playing against younger physical players.
Lions 0 for 8 on 3rd down. Brings up a 44-yard field goal attempt for Matt Prater. He's missed one, he's made one. Prater. Oh, he hits the upright. Matt Prater misses for the 2nd time today. The kicking woes continue to be a demon for the Lions. Signed this week, Matt Prater. He's missed from 50. He made a 52-yarder. He just missed from 44. Last year, he was 14 of 15 from 40-plus yards. So the score remains Detroit 10, Minnesota nothing. Bodies all over, yeah.
James Ahedebo just coming like a man from the secondary, put the pressure on Bridgewater. Let's take a look at it. Ahedebo at the top of your screen beats McKinnon and gets the sack. The ball comes out. This game could easily right now be 16-0, Goldie. And it's a 10-0 ball game right now.
No question about it. C.J. Mosley, the 10-year veteran, in on that play as well. Loss of 7. 2nd down. McKinnon gaining just a couple of yards.
That's NFL standard. After you have a negative play, get back on track, you're going to hand the ball off on 2nd down, especially after a sack or an incomplete pass.
But it brings up a 3rd and 13.
We talked about Norvin dialing in for Teddy Bridgewater. You just have to question after the turnover, starting 1st down with a pass play.
McKinnon, the rookie out of Georgia Southern, as we mentioned earlier. Bridgewater looking and complete. The completion to Jarius Wright, but short of the 1st down. Darius Slay on the coverage.
That route should have been ran at the sticks.
Yep.
You needed to pick up 14 yards. You pick up 5. Punt team onto the field.
Jeremy Ross back to receive the Jeff Locke punt. Flags on the play.
False start.
How does Teddy Bridgewater stay
False start,
confident, Brendan?
offense, number 57, 5-yard penalty.
Once again, it goes
4th
with the
down.
play calling. You know, North Turner's been around great quarterbacks his whole career. He sees that Bridgewater has that potential, but you have to give it to him in baby steps. You got to allow the offensive line to McKinnon, Asiata, that 1-2 punch to run the ball, and don't put them in precarious situations like they just did.
The punt by Locke out of UCLA. Picked up by Jeremy Ross just about at the 30-yard line. Will make his way to the 39, stopped by Adam Thielen. 40-yard kick, 9-yard return.
Today's game is sponsored by Visa Checkout, the easier way to pay online.
Welcome back to Minneapolis. 4:38 remaining in the third quarter. Lions lead 10-0.
Number 20! Number 20! Top 55! Hey! Lady!
They start at their own 40. Joyce Bell cuts in, gains about 5 yards. This stop by Everson Griffin.
Bell picking up where he left off on the last drive. Want to just talk about Tahir Whitehead. Had 2 picks off 2 deflected Teddy Bridgewater passes. He's stepping up big today for that Lions defense.
Stafford, the leader on this Lions offense. Of course, Calvin Johnson out of the lineup. And he was very limited the last couple of weeks as well. The ankle injury. Reggie Bush out of the lineup. Stafford to the flat to Bell, and he's forced out of bounds by Jasper Brinkley. So if you're Matt Stafford, you realize as we watch the play, and you realize that you might just have to carry this offense on your shoulders.
Yeah, and you see he's doing it right there. Come out and spread this Vikings defense out, a little rub route. Bell's open in the flat. Stafford's finding his stride, but they're definitely leaving points on the board. Could expect to see them going for the end zone, try to get 7 since the kicking game is unreliable today.
Well, they only had 1 offensive touchdown last week at home against the Bills. Lost 17-14. Stafford, incomplete. The intended receiver was Golden Tate. Coverage by Josh Robinson.
And we keep seeing the short routes. We keep seeing the short routes right here. Golden Tate just running a slant right here. Quick slant. He should have caught that. He's got a couple drops on the day today. But Joe Lombardi specifically talked about how Stafford, he feels like he's not letting loose. He's playing a little bit more conservative, but the routes are also conservative. I want to see some routes down the field. Let Stafford let that gun go.
2nd and 10 from the Vikings 48-yard line. Stafford behind center. Joyce Bell gets the handoff and takes it to about the 45. Brian Robeson with the tackle, the 8-year veteran from Texas.
NFL North, the old black and blue division. See Bell just running with the head of steam. Set up 3rd and long.
3rd and 8 for Detroit.
We haven't seen a lot of Eric Ebron today. On 3rd down, Golden Tate has been the man. Let's see if he shows up.
Ebron, the young tight end. Stafford working the throw, complete. But it looks like it'll be short of the 1st down. There's a flag on the play. Captain Motherland with the coverage of Golden Tate. Oh, we got the flag.
Holding prior to the pass. Defense number 22. 5-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
The safety, Harrison Smith, out of Notre Dame.
Take a look at Harrison Smith, gets the grab right there on Corey Fuller. Once again, I alluded to it twice before. You spin a guy around, it makes it easy for the ref to throw the flag. Harrison Smith, a guy that missed all of last year due to a foot injury, but the Vikings have a lot of faith in this guy and believe that he is their safety of the future back there.
1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. 2 minutes, 42 seconds on the clock here in the 3rd. Golden Tate. And he's tackled on the play by Xavier Rhodes. Gain of about 5.
Quick hit. You keep seeing these quick hits. I'm waiting for the pump and go. It's just a bare pass, just a quick pass, get it out there. See if Golden Tate can make a move and potentially bust one, but that's setting up plays for later where Stafford's going to pump it and the receiver's going to go, possibly set up a touchdown.
Joyce Bell in the backfield again. 2nd and 5. Stafford over the middle. There's a flag on the play. Intended receiver was Golden Tate.
Golden Tate taking advantage of Rose. Does the slant, then pops out. Rose has no defense other than holding once again. Easy flag.
Defense number 29, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So the penalty on Xavier Rhodes. We've seen a lot of Joyce Bell on this drive. That's because Theo Riddick is doubtful with a hamstring. He may be done for the afternoon.
A lot of Bell and Tate right there, but Tate's coming off the field, so they're going to have to go to someone else. Let's see who's going to step up. Maybe Hill.
There's always George Wynn as well, the Michigan native. He was the featured back last week, and he pulls his way ahead. You want to talk about a journey. This man was on almost every practice squad in the NFL. Stayed positive, got to touch the ball live last week. And he's from Southfield, Michigan, so he did it at home. Great, great, great story.
Yeah, Caldwell said everyone was so excited when Wynn got in the game last week, a guy that played special teams, but to see him get his first carry and play the way he did, everyone was happy for the guy. He's a hard worker. He deserved it for sure.
Clock is running. They give to Bell, up the middle. He finds a hole, and he's near another first down.
He just put his head down and gave the business to Gerald Hodges. Low man always wins. See, Bell gets underneath Hodges right there, puts him on his back. Hodges makes the tackle, a good sign of a good running back. He always finishes forward with his legs driving towards his goal line.
Bell and Wynn known as power running backs. Riddick more like a Reggie Bush in his attack. 3rd and 1. Jed Collins, the fullback, gets it. And they get the first down.
These compact offenses, you don't see them too much anymore with teams spreading. But anytime it's a short yardage situation, you're going to see them pack the paint and play some power football, something this division had been known for in the past, which gave it the name of the black and blue division. But with the quarterbacks we have in this division now, Goldie, you don't see that as much anymore.
We are approaching the end of quarter number 3. The Lions scored on their opening drive, have added a field goal, and they still lead 10-0. This is the NFL on Fox.
The end of the 3rd quarter.
Start of the 4th quarter, and the Detroit Lions lead the Minnesota Vikings 10-0. Teddy Bridgewater has struggled a bit. 3 interceptions. The first was on the opening drive where it looked like Bridgewater was going to march right into the end zone.
Yeah, he just got a little bit overzealous. Stared down Cordarrelle Patterson the whole time. That was an easy interception. The other 2 weren't Bridgewater's fault. But the game is still within reach. 15 minutes left in the 4th quarter. They're down 10-0, but the game is still within reach. Let's see what the Lions do right here.
Teddy Bridgewater wants another turn. First interceptions of his career. He missed the Green Bay game with a sprained ankle. 1st and 10 from the 19 for Detroit. Joyce Bell again, and he'll gain 3 or 4. Linville Joseph with the tackle.
Lombardi just wants to keep getting positive plays here. They don't convert on right here on the 2nd down. On 3rd down, I definitely see him going for the end zone or the sticks.
Well, you said earlier, partner, they're giving away points. They're leaving them on the table. Let's see what they do here. Bell again out of Wayne State. Stafford. Time, looks, checks off, and now the pressure gets him. Another sack against Matthew Stafford. This time it's Linville Joseph.
Joseph just beating the offensive tackle right there. More than anything, that was a coverage sack. Nobody was open. Stafford had nowhere to go, had nothing to do but tuck the ball, and Joseph gets the sack.
You see Matt Prater warming up on the sideline. He is 1 for 3 today. Stafford, the top overall pick in the 2009 draft, checks off. That's Troy Bell, powering ahead for a first down.
He's close. He might have it.
He did exactly what you said earlier. Use the strength and power to just bull his way down. Going to give him a gain of 15. And it might be a 4th and 1.
Looks like they're going for it, Cody. Quick screen play. Rowland leading the way. 2 offensive linemen. Bell just powers down and sets up that 4th and 1.
The field goal kicker story might be a determining factor for Stafford and the Lions going right now. Big George Wynn in the backfield with Troy Bell. And there's Wynn. And he gets the first down and more. Harrison Smith with the stop.
That's a big conversion right there. Good downhill running, power football, black and blue division football, NFC North. Picks up the first down. You put 7 up here, this just might be a ball game.
Absolutely. 13th play of this drive. The give to Bell. Almost to the end zone. Now spotted at about the 1-yard line. Anthony Barr with the tackle.
Offensive line playing good power football. Stafford goes in the hurry up.
2nd and goal. Touchdown! Up and over the top, Troy Bell. And the Lions have scored again.
Great play calling by Lombardi right there. Runs, passes, screens. In this situation, just caught Minnesota not ready. Guys are shuffling around. They're not in their stances. They're not ready to go. And Bell goes over the top for 6.
14-yard drive. 60 yards. Or 14 play, pardon me, 60 yards, 7 minutes and 54 seconds. And Bell, who's coming back from that concussion, ultra impressive for Detroit. Prater for the kick after. Lions lead 17-0. Look at Joy get up. That's what I call elevation. How good is that?
Today's Game on Fox is sponsored by Microsoft Surface, the official tablet of the NFL. By Bud Light, who reminds fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. And by Burger King. For a limited time, get 10 chicken nuggets for just $1.49.
New Lions offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi, who worked with the 8-time Pro Bowler Drew Brees down in New Orleans. Now he's got Matthew Stafford, 2-time Pro Bowler, and as you mentioned, that was the most impressive drive of this football game.
Yeah, now the onus is on Minnesota to bounce back. Let's see if special teams coordinator Mike Prefer, who mentioned they might be coming up with some nice plays on special teams, and get Cordarrelle Patterson rolling right here.
Patterson way deep in the end zone. And once again, the Vikings will start on the 20-yard line. Man, they need some offense. Teddy Bridgewater, do you have it in you? We'll find out. Troy Bell sure does. Time will soon become an enemy for the Minnesota Vikings. They trail 17-0 here in the 4th quarter. From the shotgun. Down the middle, and that pass was tipped.
Big hit off the edge.
Man, I'll tell you what, you want to talk about bringing the pressure? The Lions have done it all day.
Right there was Josh Bynes on these last couple plays. You're seeing the defensive line has dialed it up. Anza, Hedebo, Levy, all bringing the pressure play after play. Josh Bynes coming off the edge.
Matt Asiata with the carry. DeAndre Levy with the stop. Loss of 2 brings up a 3rd and 12. Lions came in with the top-ranked defense in the National Football League.
And they absolutely look like it, partner. Sacked 5 times, hit 9 times, 12 hurries, and 7 knockdowns on the day. The Vikings haven't had the ball for more than 3 minutes and 30 seconds on any drive today.
Sometimes the numbers are deceiving. Those numbers tell the story. 3rd and 12 from the 18-yard line. Bridgewater connects. Craig Jennings. And he's pushed out of bounds shy of the marker by Rasheem Mathis, the 12-year veteran.
The Vikings talked about next man up. We haven't seen much of Jennings today. Right there, catches the underneath route, just short of the first down marker. His first catch of the day, his second target. Someone's gonna have to step up on this offense by the Vikings if we're gonna see any production, any chance of getting back in this game.
Here's the kick. Jeremy Ross is back at the 30. Ross trying to find an opening. Still on his feet and tackled at the 35-yard line. Michael Mata with the special teams play.
Today's game is sponsored by the new Samsung Galaxy S5. The next big thing is here.
Earlier, Rose Murphy, the mother of Vikings quarterback Teddy Bridgewater, was honored. She is a breast cancer survivor. And of course, we all want to do anything we can do to help the fight that so many women have. Rose Murphy, absolutely inspirational early.
We're going to attack you before ready.
10-14 remains in the game. 1st and 10 from the 35. Troy Bell. And he'll gain about 3.
Late in the ball game, Joe Lombardi's going to keep that clock moving, keep the power of football going, try to take off as many minutes as he can off this clock and just wear down the Minnesota defense.
Well, they have run the ball very well. Didn't start early, running it effectively, but man, they put together a good rushing day in the last few. And it's by committee, George Wynn in the backfield. The fake, Stafford, downfield, incomplete. Intended for Eric Ebron. So Mike Zimmer talked to us. He tried to be upbeat. We brought up the Packers, which nobody wanted to talk about, of course. He said, we're moving ahead. That 42-10 loss is beyond us, but he's got to be frustrated with this effort today.
Yeah, Zimmer alluded to having less talent on other teams and the teams actually being better or playing at a higher level than this team is playing right now. So he sees the light at the end of the tunnel, but they're just not dialed in yet, playing as a cohesive unit on offense or defense.
3rd and 8 for the Lions from the 37. They got to hurry. Got it off. Stafford throws wide and incomplete. Golden Tate, the intended receiver. Captain Munnerlyn with the great coverage there. So Teddy Bridgewater and the Vikings will get it back.
Munnerlyn on Tate, jams him at the line of scrimmage, able to break it up. Good, tight defense, playing from the inside out. George Edwards, defensive coordinator, is definitely happy with that effort. 3 and out by the Vikings.
Detroit just 1 of 11 on 3rd down today. They were 1 of 11 last week against Buffalo, the 17-14 loss. Marcus Sherrills to receive. And here we go. Trying to dance around. He's hit hard at the 38-yard line by Tahir Whitehead. Vikings looking for a comeback. It's going to come from that man if he can do it. They're battling in the NFC North. Theo Riddick injured in this game. He missed last game with the hamstring, but Troy Bell, George Wynn, and Riddick early have done a nice job on the ground for the Lions. Now it's all about Teddy Bridgewater. Can the Vikings put some points on the board? They're on their 33-yard line. Dumped off and incomplete. intended for Patterson, and good coverage on the play.
Levy absolutely ran over McKinnon. But here on the coverage underneath, there's nowhere to go.
Darius Slay was all over him, wasn't he? Patterson should be the best receiving threat, but he hasn't done much today. He hasn't had the chance. Bridgewater trying to change that. Dumps it off in and out of the hands of Jerick McKinnon. So third down coming up here, but let's check in with Kurt Menefee for a game update.
All right, the other team from the NFC North playing right now, Green Bay down to Miami, and they're all even against the Dolphins. Lamar Miller ties it up for Miami with a 5-yard score, 17 all. Mike, Brendan, and Peter.
Thank you very much, Kurt. 9 minutes, 5 seconds remain here. There's a penalty, and they cleaned it up. Now we're set to go. 1st and 10 from the 38. The first down coming on the penalty against the Lions. Bridgewater steps up. Good passes, little shuttle pass up ahead. And the Vikings trying to make things happen with Jerick McKinnon. Good improv there by Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, a little Brett Favre-esque right there. Uses his feet, gives the little shovel to McKinnon. McKinnon picks up the first down. This is the best position a defense can be in when you're up 17-0. You know a team has to pass. You can dial anything up, and Terrell Austin sure is doing that.
Jason Jones had the pressure on Bridgewater. Bridgewater again to a wide open receiver, Charles Johnson. They need to put some points on the board right here, partner.
Lions just playing cautious, letting them catch the ball underneath, keeping them in bounds. They're not giving them anything over the top. Let's see if they try to stretch the field.
2nd and 3. McKinnon on the carry, and he gets the first down. Gain of 5 and a first down for the rookie, Jerick McKinnon.
Late in the ballgame, we're seeing the balance that we expected to see earlier. They were showing the hurry up in practice. Now you see it. Bridgewater's doing a good job. They're putting together one of their best drives of the ballgame.
Opening drive looked great until the interception. Another big drive. Turned over again. Big battle for the ball. And huge hits of Jarius Wright. Wow. That was outstanding.
Quick slant play. Shamar Steppen put his shoulder into Jarius Wright. He's going to feel that tomorrow.
Mathis as well. But a good gain, 2nd and 4. To the flat, complete. To Patterson, there is a flag on the field. Darius Slay on the coverage of Cordero. As Peter Schrager said after the halftime, Mike Zimmer really said too many dumb penalties. So I'm sure he's disappointed right here again. So now it's 2nd and 14 from the Lions 41. Lions are 3-2 on the year. Vikings are 2-3. Kurt gave us the update on the Green Bay Packers. Bridgewater quickly to the flat for McKinnon. He makes a move, and another. And he's hit at the 31-yard line.
McKinnon is so
Jason
shifty.
Jones. Oh, yeah, and that's what the coaches told us. McKinnon is like your Adrian Peterson type runner, where the other guys are all about power.
Yeah, Asiata's a downhill guy. McKinnon's a shifty guy. Setting up 3rd and short. See if they can get this donut off the screen.
Get the crowd back into it. Bridgewater. Over the middle, first down. Good play. Again, he goes to Chase Ford, the tight end. And a gain of 7.
Chase Ford, a guy that was showing up big in practice on Friday. Coaches and Teddy are waiting to see that translate today. On Sunday, you see him with a couple grabs, picks up the first down, hurry up mode, back in effect.
Effective today indeed. Shotgun again. Bridgewater spins away. The ball is deflected. Nope, it's in his hand still. He had to throw it away. They were up ready to beat him down one more time.
A wave of pressure,
right?
by that Lions defense. You see it coming off the edge. Ezekiel Anza putting on the pressure.
Cassius Vaughn as well.
Anza's got a couple sacks on the day, a forced fumble on the day. Relentless pressure. You can't coach that type of effort.
2nd and 10 from the 23. 9th play of the drive. The longest today for the Vikings. Bridgewater to Cordero Patterson. He's still on his feet. And dragged down at the 18-yard line by DeAndre Levy. Gain of 5. A Lions player on the field will return after this. The Lions, number 32, James Ihedebo, is on the bench. He walked on his own accord, so he looks to be just fine. He has played in 4 straight AFC Championship games. Flag on the field.
False start. Offense. Number 82.
2 penalties on this drive. Just a drive killer. Zimmer talking about making mistakes. They're busting across the board. Different guys making mistakes, making it that much harder for Teddy in this offense to get on track.
Cordero Patterson. Vikings just 3 of 11 today on 3rd down. They've converted 1 on this drive. Ball is at the 22-yard line. Bridgewater over the middle, incomplete. Greg Jennings, the intended receiver.
Haven't seen much of any of the Vikings receivers today. Not much offense at all. The story has really been about this defense. You see the pressure there by Anza. Sue getting his hand in there. It's been a tough day for Teddy Bridgewater in his 2nd start of his career against the number 1 defense in the NFL in the Vikings. Excuse me, in the Lions.
So they will attempt the 40-yard field goal. And the Vikings are on the board. 17-3 after the 44-yarder by Blair Walsh. Detroit 17, Minnesota 3. 11-play drive, covered 45 yards, 4 minutes, 21 seconds, and the 40-yard field goal. Now the Lions have their hands team here. They want to be ready for a potential onside kick. When you look at the clock, Brendan, it's 4:53. Probably have to look that way, right?
Yeah, they're not tipping their hand right now that they're gonna onside it. They possibly could. I think they'll probably kick it off and try to get some stops on 1st and 2nd down and then start using their timeouts around 3rd down. We'll see what the strategy is right here that Mike Zimmer's gonna employ.
He does kick it indeed. And through the end zone. Blair Walsh. Don't forget, tonight, it's Game 2 of the NLCS as the Giants attempt to take a 2-0 series lead, while the Cardinals look to even things up before hitting the road for Game 3. Coverage begins tonight after football, only on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Jake Peavy, Lance Lynn, your starters later on Fox Sports 1. So the Lions will start at their own 20. The handoff to Joyke Bell. And he's dragged down near the line of scrimmage. Gain of maybe 1 or 2 at best. Gerald Hodges in on the play.
Hodges blitzing all the way. Actually, excuse me, he wasn't. Stag linebacker. On the blitz from the backside was Harrison Smith. First-round draft pick 3 years ago. Notre Dame graduate.
Big George Wynn will set up in the backfield here. Matthew Stafford.
Hey, opposite!
They're going to lead his team to 4-2 on the season.
Hey, we're good. Revert, 34. Ready? Luigi, please help.
The handoff to George Wynn, and he pulls his way ahead. Hit by Jasper Brinkley. Let's check in with Kurt Menefee. He has more on our America's Game of the Week. Kurt.
You said it, Goldie. America's Game of the Week, the Dallas Cowboys riding that 4-game win streak and tied for first in the NFC East. Visit Russell Wilson and the defending Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks. It all comes up shortly after you guys are done there in Minnesota. Mike, Brendan, Peter.
Thank you, Kurt. Great day of football. Beautiful weather here. As the Lions looking for a rare victory here in Minneapolis. Of course, they're playing outside. To the flat. And Golden Tate met immediately by Josh Robinson.
The strategy right there by Lombardi. A quick completion. He came out in an empty set, got the quick completion, but he kept the clock going, forcing Minnesota to use one of their timeouts.
3:16 on the clock.
Timeout Minnesota, the team's first. Please reset the game clock. 3:19.
They trail by 2 touchdowns.
On the game clock, please. Thank you.
I mean, over the last few years, Brendan, it has been total domination for the Vikings at home against the Lions. The Lions have lost 15 of their last 16 games here.
And when I talked to Matt Stafford, he said he was not fazed by playing here at University of Minnesota, opposed to playing in the bubble where they had all those losses.
We were talking about that when we saw the stat. It's not the Metrodome, it's outside on a beautiful day. Fair catch. So Marcus Sherrills. See what they can do. See if the Vikings can go to work. Yeah, you played in some of those domes, of course, the Vikings. That place was as intimidating as any in the league.
The noise level.
The horn.
The horn, the noise level, you have a top on it, the sound can't escape. You can't even hear yourself talking in that stadium. Definitely gives you a clear advantage on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. And they just don't have that same type of esteem here in the stadium at the Golden Gophers home stadium.
Golden Gophers played yesterday. The first time all year, the only time actually, they'll have back-to-backs. Gophers and then Vikings games. Gophers with a nice win. Bridgewater steps up, looks to get to the sidelines, and he does. Ndamukong Suh running him down, a gain of 8.
Suh chasing Bridgewater all the way down. The fans screaming as Suh is in hot pursuit from his defensive tackle position. And Suh gets to show off the wheels a little bit, but look at this little touch as he goes out of bounds. It's what the fans are all screaming about. They want the penalty.
Suh, one of the best in the league. Ziggy's had a big day too. Ziggy Ansah with a good day defensively against Teddy Bridgewater. 2nd and 2. Bridgewater looking. And he's going to be hauled down again. George Johnson with the sack. Loss of 7.
When you know a team is going to pass, you're going to call stunts in the inside. Guys are going to get after it. You see the twist right there. Johnson able to come after the pressure. Nowhere to go and gets the coverage sack.
Teddy Bridgewater sacked for the 6th time on that play. 3rd and 9 from the 49. Moving ahead up the middle. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Cordero Patterson, and James Ihedebo almost pulled it in.
Once again, the pressure on Bridgewater, the inside stunts. Bridgewater can't set his feet. He has to step up in the pocket, and there's an errant throw, and Ihedebo misses the interception to ice the game.
Vikings could never get it going offensively. And do keep in mind, it is the #1 defense in the league. The Detroit Lions have done a good job all season long. But here at home, trying to rebound from a disappointing game in Green Bay, you know they would like to have more. Bridgewater breaks a tackle. He's sacked for the 7th time. And it's Ziggy again, Ziggy Ansah with the sack.
George Johnson really set that up. He put the initial pressure on Bridgewater. Ansah gets the stat and he finishes it off. He's going to have to thank his teammate. You see him right there on the ET stunt. The end and the tackle switch assignments. Ziggy's the man today.
Absolutely. In the 2 victories for the Vikings, they scored 75 points, 34 and 41. In their losses, and this will be the 4th, they have only scored 26 points combined. That tells the story.
Opposite. Tag 54. Double trip. Ready. Hey. Lady. Lays up.
Stafford in the offense. George Wynn now with the carry. Have been solid. They've changed things up in their attack from time to time, like you talked about, Brendan. Timeout on the field. Second timeout for the Vikings.
George Caldwell's elated that he brought Terrell Austin with him from Baltimore. He'd actually had a ton of experience with him earlier in his career. When he was a young coach, he coached against him, and he noticed something special about Terrell Austin. We talked about Penn State and him stealing them from Penn State and doing his Joe Pa impression.
Joe Pa was great. Joe Pa didn't want to let him go. He said, hey, he's just a graduate assistant.
And then Jim Caldwell
said, he's my graduate assistant.
Right. And then Jim Caldwell goes into the imitation of Joe Pa. That was hilarious. But he's coming up big today, calling a great defensive game for the Lions.
2:09 on the clock. Lions set to go to 4-2. Stafford. And it's Bell again. And take into account the field goal kicking a week ago against Buffalo, this really should even be a better team in the record books. Timeout.
This is the 3rd
final timeout for the Vikings.
30-second timeout.
It showed up today with the 2 missed field goals. This game could easily be 23-3.
Vikings could have, and maybe they think should have, been 5-1 leaving Minneapolis today.
Coach Caldwell, forever the optimist. He said teams grow when they go through adversity, whether it's a guy getting hurt or precarious situations, missing field goals. This team is built for the haul. They're just trying to hang on right now. He said really in November and December is really when the Lions want to hit their stride, but they're playing some good football today.
They would like that man back as soon as possible. Both Calvin Johnson and Reggie Bush out of the lineup. And the Lions are going to win here in Minneapolis. Outdoors, not indoors. 3rd and 5 from the 29-yard line of Minnesota. A little motion for Golden Tate. Stafford looked. Now he throws it up, and it's incomplete. That'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. Stafford and the Lions up by 14. Welcome back to Minneapolis. 3rd and 17. 4th and 5, pardon me, with 1:57 on the clock. Look at these next 5 games. At Buffalo, we'll have that one, partner. Then Tampa Bay, Washington, and the bye week. And Mike Zimmer told us he's going to learn a lot about his team in the next few weeks.
Yeah, they're playing some good football teams, but they think they can win these games. 2-3 record, they'll be going to 2-4. They want to get back to 500 at least by that bye week and see if they can put some wins together and try to enjoy that bye week.
Lions is going to go for it. Bell in the backfield. The pitch. And he's pushed out of bounds. Jasper Brinkley. And the Vikings will get the ball back.
Vikings take over on downs.
Bonus coverage is next. What a game. The Dolphins 24, the Packers 20. Obviously, the Lions and the Vikings are watching that game very closely. Not the ones playing, but the ones who want to know the result.
The Lions are in a nice position. They'll be sitting on top of the NFC North.
Yep.
In sole possession of first place with the big win today. Especially if the Vikings lose. I'm sorry, if the Green Bay Packers lose, that's a huge loss for them against the Miami Dolphins.
Teddy Bridgewater. Hauled down again. Ndamukong Suh. And a loss of 2.
That's been the story of the day, partner.
Absolutely, yep.
Lions defensive line just eating out there. 8 sacks on the day. And they want to line up for some more.
Second and 12, the clock is running. Vikings are out of timeouts. They go to Chase Ford, and he pulls his way up for a few extra yards. 13-yard gain by the tight end.
Ford showed a little bit of skills, a couple juke moves, breaks a tackle, jukes a couple linebackers.
Look at that. He is now the all-time leader with 30.5 career sacks. Ndamukong Suh. Bridgewater looks upfield and complete.
Jennings.
Greg Jennings with the reception.
Jennings' second catch of the day. Too little, too late. The story's been the Lions' defensive line, Suh, all-time defensive tackle sack leader.
Just past the numbers put up by Sean Rogers during his days in Detroit. Suh, the second overall pick
Prior to
in 2010.
Timeout.
Timeout
Right,
on the field.
The team's first. 30-second timeout.
So the Lions stop the clock with 52 seconds remaining. So let's see what the Lions' journey has ahead for them. Home against New Orleans and against Atlanta. Then the bye week, and they don't travel until November 16th when they go to take on the Cardinals.
You think that's a huge game for Joe Lombardi?
Yep. And London is actually, the Atlanta game is in London.
Lombardi going back home, playing against the New Orleans Saints. That'll be a big game for him.
London is a home game, right?
Yeah.
For whoever flies there
7-hour
first.
flight.
Yeah, exactly. Bridgewater up the middle, in and out of the hands of Greg Jennings.
Jennings heard footsteps. He saw big 94 tiptoeing at him. Ezekiel Anza dropping in coverage. Still got to pull that down. Jennings, the wily vet, saw a guy 100 pounds heavier than him, beat him down on him. Still got to catch it.
It's been that kind of day.
This is important time, though, for Bridgewater. Even though it's garbage time and there's nothing at stake, you want to build into next week, going into Buffalo with some completions.
A little simulation here, right? Second and 10. Bridgewater steps up, flags on the field. Bridgewater down at the 34-yard line.
Legal use of hands, hands to the face, number 75 offense, 10-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
Matt Khalil, third-year man out of USC.
Right there, the bottom of your screen on Anza, you see the hand, the right hand on the face mask. Refs have been majoring, calling illegal hands to the face on both sides of the ball, along with holding after the 5-yard mark on defensive players. We've seen those penalties increase enormously this year.
So second and 20 with 42 seconds remaining. Complete to Cordero Patterson. And he's brought down at the 43-yard line. Danny Gore with the tackle.
Norv Turner had been hoping that Patterson would have a big game today. McKinnon and Asiata as well. Teddy Bridgewater. But the Lions defense just smothering the Vikings all day.
Bridgewater out to the flat. Jennings as the time is ticking down. Here on Minnesota, the Detroit Lions win for the 4th time this season. Their final score, 17-3.